Greetings everyone, Joe Davis here from Southern New Hampshire University, Criminal Justice 104, Ethical Leadership. We're going to take just a quick look at Module 4 Overview. There are a few things in it that I think we need to take a minute. The first is that the readings in Chapter 5, this is not a very long chapter, and I think you will find where they start discussing the theories of crime that you've covered this in other classes. So it should ring a bell when we get to positivism and those things that are there, the classical theory and the conflict theory, all those things are briefly discussed. So I think that's a nice base as we're talking about the causes of crime and the unethical behavior that we're looking at within organizations. The second is take a few minutes to review for discussion materials. I'm sorry, I'm halting because I'm staring at this trying to make heads or tails out of it. And I'm trying to hurry, so this is only 3 minutes. You will find the answers to the discussion boards 4.1 and milestone 4.2 will make a lot more sense if you just take at least a quick look at that those readings. Again, they're not terribly involved. All right, with that said, let's take a look at the actual Module 4 criminal acts or unethical behavior. There's the module description. I won't necessarily reread it or describe it to you. But let's go over briefly the learning objectives, because you're going to learn to analyze situations to determine what are ethical and unethical behaviors. You're going to recall contributing factors that led to that unethical behavior. So we're going to recall upon the things we've learned in the first 3 weeks. Then you're going to critique publicized decisions or incidents through one individual's ethical perspective. That's the assignment where you have to pick a case and write about it in the discussions. And then you have to identify the adverse impacts on unethical actions on the agency's reputation as well as those that are involved, and review the effects of peer pressure and organizational culture on unethical behavior. I do teach a lot of stuff in the organizational behavior, how to change organizations and stuff in the MPA program. I find that all fascinating, and it links directly to ethical and unethical behavior, leadership, and how things get done. Let's take a quick look at the module overview. This is a very short one for this chapter, and again, I won't bore you by reading it all back to you. There are a couple things in the middle of that second paragraph that where you talk about the authors talk about moral development and whether people act ethically because they conform to ideals of justice and respect, or is ethical behavior more heavily focused in an area that humans reach in a point of moral development in which really caring and self-sacrificing supersedes the other. I find that discussion a little bit interesting because in my time and place in life, I have tremendous more value on my time, and not just the time that I spend watching a ball game or a hockey game, but the time I can spend helping and giving to others. I stay fairly active. All right, so when we get down here into that last paragraph, it does talk about the external factors in ethical decision making. Make sure you understand that media influence on the violent behavior, and then also the concept of whether viewing violent images and whatnot really is an impact. So there, we've taken a look at that. Let's see if we can find where we were a moment ago. The module resources are available to you there. The article, this particular article, this link is broken, so I have emailed all of you the link, and it is also listed in the announcements. So those are the only 2 items for you in there. We'll go back. You can read the discussion board question. I'll have another one of these little short mini lectures to cover discussion 4-1, and then after that this assignment 4-2, milestone 2. Okay, so I hope that helps you a little bit, gives you just a little quick feel for week 4. I know we're a little further into it than usual, but sometimes things just don't work out like you plan. Keep those cards and letters coming. Let me know what I can do to help.